Hello, and welcome to the Noticing Center. The Noticing Center provides attorneys and trustees a convenient and easy way to send bankruptcy notices. The service is located at www.NoticingCenter.com. In today's video, we'll show just how easy the service is to use. When you go to NoticingCenter.com, you'll be presented on the right-hand side with a place to log in. I've already done so. When you log in, you'll see the menu with the different functions. The case history contains 3 tabs: pending, in process, and mailed. Pending are those notices that you've uploaded but not yet paid for. In process are the notices that you've paid for but the Noticing Center has not yet mailed. And mailed, which is a historical record of the notices you've done with our service. It is on this tab that you would retrieve the Certificate of Service for docketing with CMECF. Back to the Pending tab for a minute. The Pending tab shows the different items that you'll need when you were doing the upload. We'll go through those more in a minute, but a couple of pieces of explanation on this page. First is the mailing date, shown here. You must provide and pay for the notice by the date shown on this section by 9 p.m. And then, of course, you'll get it mailed on the following day, or the day shown here. A couple of things you can do with this tab. You can review the notices or the addresses that have been uploaded. And you'll notice that we've determined which notices are deliverable to be done at the U.S. mailing rate and those that would be done at a foreign address, if you would indeed have any of those. Okay, back to the Pending tab. You can also review a copy of the PDF that you've uploaded. Let's go right to the upload function. Several pieces of information required, and here one may require a little bit of explanation: the NEF date, or the electronic notice date. This is the date that CMECF will send a copy of the document that you place on the docket. The Certificate of Service is retrieved on the day after mailing, and in this case I'm going to make it for the 14th. If I docket the case in CMECF, that's when the Notice of Electronic Filing, the NEF, will go out. Now for the case-specific information. I'm going to select the court district in which I practice. In this case, Arizona is the only one showing on the list, and that's because I've gone to my profile to determine which specific courts I practice in. It's just a matter of convenience for limiting this list. Then I fill out the case number, and you can see I've done this one before. And then the form ID is a free-form text to allow you to designate further information about the particular notice. On this case, I'm going to call it Motion 3 because I've already done 1 and 2. Then I select the chapter. And I'm going to choose the PDF file. I've previously created that. Now I have 2 choices for sending the address list to the Noticing Center. I can choose PACER, and in this case the Noticing Center will automatically retrieve this case number from PACER for you. Notice that there is a charge of 50 cents for performing this service. Otherwise, you can upload your own file, and there are several file formats for that. Besides the CMECF file, to get the specifics, you may go to the help page where it is further explained. So I'm going to choose a CMECF file that I retrieved previously, right here. And in case you're not quite familiar with how that looks, this is essentially what the file will look like. It has the case number, and then the addresses, and then the total number of recipients. Okay, so I have my file of recipients, my PDF file, my other information filled out. One more piece of possible information: certificates of service. The Noticing Center will create a custom certificate of service to comply with your local rules if necessary. Otherwise, we provide a default standard certificate. And now I can upload. Upon uploading, I'm presented with a place to confirm the information that I've provided. See the summary information. If I have to add an NEF recipient, such as the U.S. trustee, I can do so here. And you see I've previously done this. If there are multiple NEFs, I can add another row here. Oftentimes, a NEF recipient may already appear on the matrix from Pacer, and you can change the recipient from a recipient to an NEF type. At that point, you would enter their email address. Another good practice is to designate the debtor. This is used on the certificate of service to show in the in-rate portion. Once I've reviewed my other addresses, I save and validate. At this point, the Noticing Center is reviewing the address list to determine if there are any undeliverables. We do not charge for addresses that the Postal Service would not be able to deliver. Now you see on this page I have a warning for one of my notices. To simply find out what that warning is, I mouse over that item. And it says the recipient list does not identify a debtor. To correct that, I come over and hit the pencil for my edit function, presented with a similar page that I had before. And in this case, I'm going to designate a debtor and a joint debtor in the case. Scroll down and save and validate. If for some reason I no longer want to process a notice, I simply click on the circle with the X in it to delete it and confirm. A couple other functions here to notice. The account charges. If I want to create a balance on the account so that I can come along later and not use a credit card on every upload, I would do so on this page. It also provides a recent history of your transactions. On your edit profile, these is where you set up similar things to do when you created your login account. The price calculator is a way to estimate the cost of a notice should you need that ahead of time. Let's go back to our case history. And we see that everything is now in the ready state. I want to pay for each of these so they all get sent. I select my All button, hit Purchase. And as I was starting to explain, we have two methods for payment. You can use the balance that you previously created or use a credit card. This is the same kind of information that you will provide in any e-commerce site. And once you process this transaction, it's all up to the Noticing Center after that. If you have any questions, feel free to use our help page or contact us on the information shown on this page here. Thank you for watching. Hope to provide noticing services for you.